Test, 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 test. I think we are live. Yeah. 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 It looks like we are live again. YOLO. Hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. My fish. I think one of my fish started to give birth, and then I tried to save the fry, but I'm not. Oh, now my lights went out. I thought there was more battery on this sucker, but apparently not. Anyways, I think it gave. It might have given birth through the night. But so I didn't notice. But it's still fat. It's still a fat fish. So I'm like, did it give birth to all of the fry, or did it just give birth to one, or what's happening? So I'm quite confused because I want to save them, and if you don't take them out and put them in a different place, they'll get eaten. And I have a small baby area, which is kind of like a cage at the end, which is nice. But I need to put them in there first, and I already have some, so I can't put her in. And also, if she already gives birth and are still with them, she'll probably eat them as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. Actually, I'll just Google how long it takes for them to give birth. Okay, so it'll take approximately a day. And I'm pretty sure I saw one, and then I caught her, and I had her in the net but underwater for like 3 hours and nothing happened, so like maybe it's over. But it could also be a really premature one, because I saw one small fry, and I was like, is he giving birth now? And then I was like, I only saw it for a split second, and then it went away, and I can't find it again. And she's acting a bit weird, like, who cares? We are here to make games. Oop. So, what are we doing today? We're gonna make a start menu, and put in the logo. The game, you can wishlist it on Steam actually now. It's called Bloody Pegs. And I'm working towards making a demo that people can try and play and stuff like that. I'm unsure about how much energy I'm gonna put into this whole game, if it's gonna be a product that I wanna sell, or if it's gonna be like for free, or whatever it's gonna be. Close some of this down. Oh, and also feel free to write me anything you want. The chat is open. And also, if you watch this later, feel free to comment below. I'm always up for talking about stuff. Okay, so I actually made a trailer for it, and a lot of it was just scrabbled together quite fast. But yeah, so this room was part of that, and we want to have that as a part of the game. So this is where you start out, and you can go to the exit, and once you do that, you'll get to the next level. So that means that what I want to do is I want to set up a start scene. So let's create a new one, and that's gonna be scene. Maybe no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna copy the one that I have. Hey, Bad Bro Animations, what's up? I'm just working on the game again. adding a start to the game, start menu. So I'm gonna duplicate this one. Or should I just do it all in the same scene? Yeah, that's the plan. Then I'm gonna release this for everybody on Steam. I think I might have put in a... Let me check a spawn point. No. What happens if we just don't do the map generation? How are you doing? And thanks for stopping by. So what you see is, or maybe it will just keep loading. Oh, it actually did run the... Yeah, now it looks messed up because two rooms are on top of each other. And I guess that's because we... That's awesome. I'm glad you could use it. So what we should do is we should actually, before we get into everything, we should have like a start menu set up. Let's have a new state. So this is called start menu. You made your first game with doing the video. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like it's a big subject, art style in games, and it's really hard to get right, and it's also, yeah, because you need to like balance it with your skills. What can you do with your skills, but you still want it to look good, but you don't want it to look too ugly, so it's difficult. Okay, so now it should remove the load screen, but probably the character won't spawn, and oh, there's a pause menu as well. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of text that shouldn't be there. And we just completed the game. Okay, but you know what? That's fine. So we're gonna have this still. No, actually I'm gonna copy it because that's hiding the menus, I believe. Okay. I guess it's a 2D game, or is it a 3D game that you're making then? Oh, I love loading bars in Unity. Cool. Do you also post videos about it, or? Can I press play? Let's see if I can press play. Okay. So there's no spawning, but we have the game title. and my name. And you can't press pause, that's okay. We don't want the pause menu to be able to... Oh, cool. I'll check them out. I'll check out the... Let me subscribe. To your channel. We've got 4 subscribers now. It's always hard in the beginning to start streaming because you have to do kind of like two things. Okay, yeah. I'll be ready for you when you're ready to show stuff. So I should be able to just drag in a player in the scene, and you should be able to control that player. Yeah, working hard or hardly working. I believe it's this. But I mean, maybe it would be better to just spawn it, but let's see. Oop. Opa. Let's see if that works. I probably should set up a spawn area, but okay. Yeah, okay, that doesn't work because I changed the orientation, so when I'm moving around, it's just messing up. It's inverted, kind of like moving. That's not what we want. Yeah, I get your feeling, like how you feel. It can be, some things can just take forever to do, and you're like, why does this take so long? Create empty child, player, spawn. So what I thought could be amazingly cool would be that the player would be sitting down once you start the game. Is that gonna happen? I don't know, because then I need an animation for that as well. Who knows? But for now, we're just gonna have it spawn. No, this should be a game object already. Just spawn. Okay. And then we will just spawn the player. So actually that should happen before we say everything is okay. So we're spawning the player, and let's check it out. Cool. There's another orientation works is because the way I'm spawning the player. Cool. So that means we have the first part where we have the player now in the room, and Then I want to change up how it looks, and I'll find the Photoshop file. That's the perfect setup, like watching a gaming dev stream and doing your own game. I mean, I do that a lot. I follow Thomas Brush. You probably know him as well. He streams a lot as well. So it's just nice to you don't feel as alone when you have somebody to develop the game with, and that's nice. Yeah. So this art I showed on the last stream as well is the setup for everything. I use this on Steam and whatnot. So, and I have this logo, and I want to take that logo and make it pixelated. So what I think I'm gonna do is just try to first set up like a smaller resolution, and let's drag in the logo to the other screen. Nope. Yes, this is the clean logo. I don't want to have it too small yet, because I need to. There's one thing I need to do before we go further. How is it I do this again? Like that, yes. And I just want to delete it from the blood. So this is actually the logo. Oh, it's really hard in the beginning to do YouTube. I mean, I've been doing it. Actually, I have been doing it for 2 years, but this channel is only a couple of months old. And the reason why I started this new channel was because I wasn't gaining any views, and it was a very old channel. So I felt like it was 10 years old, and 10 years ago I made a lot of tutorials. So I thought that had an impact on it, which really sucked. So I tried to make a new one, just posting the most recent video I did, and it did really well compared to on the old channel. So I was like, something is totally off. So that's why I started just having everything on this one. Okay, so how does it look if we scale it down like this? Bloody pigs. Maybe that's a bit too low. Let's try. Yeah, it just takes forever to gain an audience, but if you stick to it, oh, okay, cool. If you just stick to it, at some point it'll pay off, I think. I hope. Wondering if we should downsize it a little bit more. Let's try 100 pixels. But there's so much to learn. It's like you need to edit your own videos, and you need to make them entertaining, and yeah, it's just endless. It's endless, all the work. But the cool thing is that creating a video games take forever, but you can do a video in like 10 hours or 20 hours, and you can see how the audience reacts to it. If you didn't get any views at all, I think the first thing would be to work on your thumbnails, make sure that they work. And then once you get some views, you can start working on like keeping the viewers. But I'm no expert. I only have 200 subscribers, so I should just be shutting up. Actually, maybe I should just save this directly to the game folder. Now you're seeing all my secret folders. Graphics, UI, logo. Oh, you used to work on in the game industry, or what's going on? Title. This is a game. That is true. This is a game. Is it a good game? Nobody knows. I mean, I should know, but I don't. I hope it's good. That's how it's done, and we want to preserve the ratio, and then also when we scale it up we don't want any filtering on, because that would mess up the pixel later look that we want. So we want to keep that, and we're going to try and center this, so it's going to be like this and like that. That's pretty cool. Oh, you live in Denmark? Or Subway Surfers, or? Oh, I'm messing this up again. I should probably have a bit of leeway. But you're not working there anymore, or? Let's see how this looks. I like this. I like it. It looks cool. I think that was pretty cool. Should we have it? How should we do this? Should it kind of like fade in the screen? Yeah, that would probably be the best. So the screen kind of like fades in, and then the logo comes. And we don't want the Let's Play thing. That's it's kind of ridiculous. I'll rename How to Play. Or will I? I'm not exactly sure how I'll do this, but okay, so this is gonna be the setup, and once this is done, we'll have the intro. Camera fade in. So that means nothing will really be visible. Let's see. So the loading is white, so maybe we should fade in from white. Nothing happened. What? Maybe that's because I have so many different cameras. Oh, it's because this doesn't move to the next one before after 10 seconds. Yeah, we don't want that, so I will remove that. So it should fade in from the get-go. Yeah, not too bad. I think I like that. So this is called fade in, and then we can reveal the logo or the title. Not too bad. And then I'm wondering, when should we remove this? So we should actually, we should probably have a tutorial. And that's what designs? I think I know that. I think I heard about that before. That's a YouTuber as well, right? Okay, so let me just check. Hello, Aquanaut. I hope I said that right. Yeah, it's Playmaker that I'm using. I'm a pro, you know, so I'm using visual scripting. Yeah, I think I remember it because it was good. Let me check. Yeah, yeah. I like his content as well. It's very good. He deserves more subscribers. I think, am I linking to his stuff on my channel? No. Yeah, I should link to his channel as well. Maybe I will in the future. But Playmaker is actually, I like it. It's really good. Yeah. So I want the tutorial to kind of be like interactive in the way that if you don't walk around, if you don't punch, it will tell you how to, but if you do it, then there's no need to show you. So the first state is checking if the player is spawned. You use construct 2? Yeah, I guess it's mildly enjoyable to do. I don't know if that has visual scripting as well. It probably does. I never used it. I just went. Did I use any other game engine than Unity? Yeah, Unreal. I use Unreal at work, and I used it a bit in my spare time as well. I think Godot looks interesting. But I mean, learning one engine is enough. So we're looking for if the player is existing, and I'm saving the player in the game object variable, and then if it is spawned, we will move on, and then we will get the position. Of the player. And we'll store it. Player original position. And what are we going to use that for? That's an excellent question. I knew you would ask that next. First we'll name this. So we're getting the original position, and then we're gonna check if, like, did it move in some seconds. So we're gonna wait a bit, 1 second, and then we're gonna get the position again. But now it's just gonna be player current position. Yeah, so the gun model is not amazing, I'll show you. We did that on stream. So just a second, I wanna I just want to do this. Never mind. I'll show you the gun first. Actually, what I also want to do is I want to share the Steam page with you, so you can tell me what you think. Is it bad? Is it okay? What can I do better? I don't know. Where did I put it? I mean, it's in the game, so it's supposed to be there somewhere. Weapons. Yeah, just look at that beautiful model. There's no textures on it, and it obviously needs textures. And then there's the Uzi. No textures either. They will come, don't worry. And then we have, it's not really a bat is more like a staff. I don't use that in the game yet, but I want to add melee weapons so you can get different weapons. Could be cool with a sword, like a samurai sword, something like that. Yeah, but currently not in there yet. So now we're testing, is it still the same position? And if not, that means the player moved. And then we'll wait for a little bit. I wonder why does it still has this thingy? It shows me that something is wrong. Oh, it's because we didn't do anything here. Yeah, there we go. So just gonna wait a second and check every second if the player has moved. Okay, so let's, I will not run that in full screen, then we can see how it works. C2 is pretty weak in comparison, Construct 2, but it has charms and it's easy of use. Good prototyping tool, but who has time to prototype? There's a 7-day holiday coming, I might check Playmaker in my free time. Yeah, there is... oh, something went wrong, I see. I'll tell you after. So, apparently... What? So for some reason it went all the way. So even though original is the same as current, it went further. Okay, I'll have to check that afterwards. I think Playmaker is a good tool. That's when I started out using Unity, that's what I started with. It's easy to get into, it's easy to use, it makes sense, and you can see, like, normally you would be able to see, let me show you. I hope this works. I'll probably not on this. Yeah, so you can see this is the state that starts. It's already at the next stage. So this is the next stage where it gets the position of the player, and then we can, if we press this, it jumps a frame. I don't know if you noticed that, but it actually showed a bar that was going down in this stage because of the weight, and then once it did that, it went to another one, so you can see everything real time. And you can even open up refresh. No, this yeah, open lock. Yeah, so you can even see what actually happened in each state, which is really nice. So you can kind of like backtrack how does this FSM work. Yeah, and for some reason it believes that these are not equal, and then the character moved. So I need to look into that. But there's also another visual scripting language called Bolt, and that's part of Unity, so you don't have to pay for that. Playmaker you have to pay for. So, and I never used that. I should probably look into it just to see if it's better or if it's worse, but I just haven't. So that's how it is. So I think if we put the tolerance up, it should. We can try to set it to the same thing and see what happens. So now it definitely shouldn't go any further. Wait a second. Yeah, so now it sticks at even if I move, it still sticks at the same. Let me show you. So it still goes between these two frames or states and checks every second to make sure that it's the same setup. And then it makes, yeah, and then because I set it to the same state, nothing happens. But we want it to be originally looked at with the current. And I have this tolerance, which means it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. I think that's how it works, so let's see. Yeah, so now you see it's still checking the two same states, but if I move, yeah, then it shows, okay, you moved. So that's good news, because now we have that checking, and then we can add a tutorial. If you don't move, then we can tell you, hey, you should start moving. And we'll do that by how many seconds? Maybe 10 seconds. So we'll have set float. We'll do that in the first one. This will be setup and wait. And then we'll set the float, and that will be move, no, tutorial wait _f. I'll just set it to 10. And we'll have weight underscore f, and I'll set that to tutorial weight. So every time we will subtract a second, because a second goes by and we'll subtract that. So that means we're counting down, and once the float is below 0, we will trigger a text that shows how to move. So basically you're trying to move, and if you're not moving, or you're not trying to move but you start the game and you're supposed to move, if you don't move, it'll detect that you're not moving, and then it'll show you the move tutorial. If you are moving already, it won't show you, which I think is a cool way to do it, because then not everybody will see the tutorial. Those who don't need it won't see it, but those who need it will see it. So wait, and then say show move tutorial. And then this will be, I need to name this check if player moves. Wait a sec. And then this will be check if player punches. So that's the next step we'll do. So now I just want to check if this actually works. So it should be loading 10 seconds, and then it will go down to the state underneath. Okay, I think 10 is actually a pretty good time. Cool. And what I'm doing is that all of my GUI is in game, kind of, except like the logo that you saw. So I want to do that as well in this case. So that means that we should spawn the GUI on the character, and then we'll have the text as well. I think we have interact GUI already, so we can hopefully use that. Interact canvas. Yeah, so you see this, that's my interact canvas. Way. And we can just modify that to have the control keys that we want. So I'm gonna unpack this, and then I'm gonna call it move tutorial canvas. But it actually should be, I believe, a bit wider. Yeah, let's do 200 because we need 4 buttons. HTE, old days where we didn't have to put tutorials and everything, even the simplest of actions. Yeah, I mean, I really dislike tutorials, but if you ever played Inside, I think that's a really great game, and it's a nice way to do the tutorial. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's what I want to tell the world. So this is opposite for some reason. I can't remember why it's opposite, but it's opposite. This will be down. I don't think it had any, because the controls are so simple, and I like that it was so plain. So I want to do this in a plain way as well, so there's not a lot of cluttering. That means I should also remove the kind of like the punch icons and stuff like that. Oops, that's the wrong one. Maybe I should define a size so it's not auto-sized. But if we say 30, that's too low. 40. And then because then we're sure the text has the same size. So do you work on games as well? Or on your own game? So I'm actually not sure how this will turn out, because I can't currently see it in the game, and that's because it doesn't. I don't think it has the camera turned on. So you see, there's nothing there, and I'm using a specific camera to show that as well. So do we want to show this above the character or below the character? It's a good question. Maybe we should just spawn it where the character is and then see what happens. I'll take it from there, and then we can always put it somewhere else. So I'm going to drag this in so it's a prefab now, and somewhere along the way, where did I put? Oh, it was on the UI. So this is gonna create game, create object, and we're gonna have the move tutorial, and it's gonna be spawned at, let's just do the player, and then for this sake I'll just hide that. Let's see if this works. You released two 2D games on my own, 100 Cubes with Construct 2 and Tap Tap Kidnap. That's the awesome name. With Unity, both were years ago, not working for a company making, now working for a company making hyper casual games. Has been a year or so. Cool. So now, do you want to do your own games again, or? So I like that. I like this, but where should it be placed? Should probably be placed below the character, I think. Yeah. I want it to be below. So I had zero marketing and both died out. Now can't find traces of them in YouTube. I guess I know for sure Tap Tap Kidnap has play videos. Yeah, I mean we also, like back in the days, I also released 2 mobile games, and I can still find, I mean if it's not on iOS, I think you can still find the games somewhere because they get cracked and just released, and if it's free it doesn't matter, but and ours were free. But you will be able to find them still, and I still have found the games, so it's quite crazy. Yeah, marketing just sucks. I know your pain. I agree. I work at a company as well, and I do freelance work. So I'm quite busy actually. But I'm trying to make this game and then somehow get people to play it. I don't know how. Let's see if yeah, there we go. Oh, it's not. I hope it was gonna follow the character, and it's not. Camera follow. Yeah, so we needed to follow this. It needs to be parented under that. UI, so camera follow. So now it should follow the character. Thank you. Oh yeah, I forgot to share the Steam page. I might redo some of the trailer. It was quite intense, I guess you could say. Deadline. I wanted to be part of a festival, so I had to apply for that stuff. So I'm not gonna play the trailer. You have to see it yourself. But I think it's quite fun, and it shows something at least. And I would love to know what you think. I didn't do. I mean, I hired a voice actor, but it was very, very budget trailer. Low budget, it's called, not very budget. That would mean I spent a lot on it. Very not budget. Putin button. And that's left button, and that's right button, right key, left key. So now one thing that I'm a little bit not sure about is how we gonna do this. So this is set. So if we minus set 1 when we spawn it, it could be that it's already good. Oh, I need to apply this to the prefab. So we're gonna take the position, and that's gonna be the current position, and then we're gonna add one, and then instead of spawning it at the player, we will spawn it at player current position. So let's see how that looks. Just watched the trailer, a lot of fun, quite good looking for no budget work. Thanks, man. I mean, I used a lot of assets as well. Like the environment, you see, that's an asset, and the blood is an asset. The only thing I really did is, of course, the gameplay, and then the character I did as well. So I see this should be not plus, it should be minus, and it should probably be -2. So let's try that, -2. But was it Y? Wasn't it? It was that, yes. So that's, maybe it is +1. Yeah, I mean, physics are fun, so why not have them? And it's kind of like a chunky, funny game. That's the idea about it, so it fits really well with the. Thanks. Yeah, he likes to shake his ass. That's not what I. This. It's because I take the well position, that's right. So it should probably be global. So that's also set, I believe. But it looks like it just moved it a bit like that. And we wanted to do like this. Okay, you know what, let's make it more clear and just move it 4 units. Then we'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, I like roguelikes. I like Enter the Gungeon and stuff like that. There's some like battle royales. I never got into them. I don't play them at all. So there's some things that I don't really like. I'm trying to make a game that I would like to play, but also make it small enough that I can actually make it, and I don't have to spend 5 years on it like I did with another game that's coming out soon. So yeah, but I'm trying to make a fun game that people will enjoy and that's not too serious. I mean, it should be taken with a grain of salt, but also just put in a lot of stuff that I think is funny and cool. This is why is it over there? It's not what I wanted to do. So it's because everything is twisted. Because I wanted, when you move, you should be moving in a diagonal way. And to do that, yeah. Thanks, man. I'm happy that you like it. It's also like when I when I show my girlfriend, my game, she's like, yeah, that's cool. And she doesn't quite know what to do or what to say because she's not a gamer. And when you're not the target group, you can't really say anything. I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, that's another game. It looks fine, I guess. I don't know. We know what to say about it. Oh, I made a typo or something. Oh, yeah. It could be a happy accident. Just have it on the left instead. I don't know. I get like focused on making things exactly the way that I want, and then once it's not like that, it's I just keep tweaking it, even though it's probably good enough. Like, who cares where it's at? And this is no, it's probably spawning outside. Yes, of course. Okay, yeah, I know why. I know why. Okay, so this is where we spawn it. And that doesn't have the same orientation as... Or does it? No, it doesn't, because it's looking at the camera. So that is set. This is what I want. Yeah, I mean, I should have spawned every every room in a diagonal instead, but the asset that I'm using wouldn't allow for that, and I was in a time limit, so I just had to say, okay, I'll have to do with whatever whatever I can. So that's how it ended up. That's how it ended up. Oh my god. What a mess. What a mess I'm building already. Yeah, and whenever this demo is done, I need to go back and fix fix everything. Maybe I should make the timer lower. Ugh. Yeah, it looks like it moves the wrong way. Yeah. Now that okay, it should be within the screen, I believe. Makes no sense. It does make sense. It says 4 here. So what if we say nope? Okay, so the set position needs to be -2. Okay, I think I got it. My brain was not working. Be prepared for this to work. A full day of work. Oh, that's not true. I think it was 2 we agreed on. The issue though is that it needs to look at it first and then move, and that maybe is why it didn't do it proper. Okay, -2. If it's -2, it should be good. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! We did it! We made the text go a little bit further down. What a success. Am I proud? Yes, very. My mama would be proud too. So now I want to do it 0.5 because I thought it was a little bit too close to the character. Yeah, my brain is also out of wheels due to extreme amounts of teen in my blood. Drinking too much red tea. Oh, my eyes have been twitching for a month now. Not cut. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's not funny. Not cut for the red tea, and it's at AQA. I don't know how you would do with coffee then. I'm drinking way too much coffee, and when I'm at the office, it's like when you drink or when you eat too much candy, your body just feels bad. We did it. So, okay. So how long should it be? Probably 10 seconds. It doesn't matter, but let's say 10 seconds. Oh. And then we're gonna destroy. And then, so that's destroy move tutorial. Yeah, it's true, like some days it just takes longer than other days. So now we're gonna check if we punched, but the issue is that we could have punched every time during the game while we're waiting for the movement thing to do its thing. So we need to check it separately. So I'm going to add another FSM and I'm going to call that punch question mark FSM. Oh my god, I should not be allowed to do coding. And then we're gonna look for the player button, player get button down. So it's I can't remember what it's called. I need to check. Action. It's just called action. Yeah, you should see my git push labels. It's worse than my browser history. That's funny. Okay, so now we are checking if we are punching. So actually we're checking two things. Is the move tutorial going away, and can we punch? And then this will become true. Punched, and it went to true. So that's working. and then we'll see if our move tutorial comes up. It does, and then it should go away again. It goes away. Awesome. So if this is we need to get the punch in this one if it's punched. So we will be get a bool, get a symbol, and that means that we can take it from the other script we just did, and we're gonna get this punched, and then punched oh, I made a mistake actually. This should not be underscore GO, it should be underscore bool, or underscore B, and I'll change it in here as well. I don't know why I do that, I just like doing it. So we'll get that array frame, and then float compare. But we'll also do that, and let's give it 15 seconds before we stop testing this. So this will be wait, and it will be 15 seconds, and then finished. It should go to here and set. No, that's not how I want to do it. Load, subtract, timer underscore float, every frame per second it should subtract 1, and then set float, timer, let's say 15 seconds. And we should get that as well. Get FSM float. So this basically, I'm in the other script, I'm counting down as well, and it has a time where it can detect if we punched or not. Trying to explain this, I barely get it myself. So let's just we should get that every frame as well. So if it's punched, it'll be like player punched, we'll move on from that, and we will call this success. We don't need to teach the player any other things than that, I think, because it's the same button you use to shoot. Player punched, and then if the timer, punch timer, if that goes below, we will show punch tutorial. That should also be every frame, so equal show punch tutorial less show punch tutorial. Show how to punch. Cool. And we could have an item that you could pick up, because this is a neutral space, so I mean that would be cool, but I don't want the player to start with a gun either, so that's kind of like the issue. Then we need a melee weapon, and I don't have that in the game yet, so let's see how it goes. So now it tests for moving. Let's just move. Okay, so it moved, and then it tests if we punched. It's counting down, you can see it on the timer, and then okay, then it stopped, and then it would show how to punch. I don't know if you saw that, but because it didn't skip it to it. But basically it was counting down, and then you didn't punch within the time, So now it's going to show you how to punch. Amazing. One issue is that I don't have an icon for this. And it's the right mouse button. But let's just try to see if we can get the other way around where we actually do punch. We move and we punch. Success. It shows success. So it's working. The functionality is working. So I mean, I started working on this. This is the 6th week I'm working on it, but I started out to create it as a just a way of showing that you can make a game without any skills. So I'm using a lot of assets in the game. That's why I downloaded all the assets and made it from that. So yeah. Yeah, I stream every Wednesday. It's about the same time. That's when I'm on. And then I'm trying to make videos every week. Sometimes it doesn't happen. I can't explain why. I don't know if I have a... Yeah, I think I'll just quickly make something for the mouse button. Okay, so we're using red a lot for the different interactions. So the why is this so big? So I think it would make sense that the button we want to show is red as well. And then the rest can be whatever color. Is that a mouse button? It's a beautiful mouse button. That's what it is. I mean, I'm not a pixel artist per se. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but you know what? We can always change it later. Oh, not that. I mean, it does look a bit like a mouse. I'm gonna do this instead. And then this side is gonna be black. No, that's the wrong one. Oh, I messed up. Nope. This side is gonna be black. I like that a bit better. And do I want to make it? Yeah, it's getting there. Oop. I'm just cheating this. It's very crude, but I think it gets the job done. These are too large. That's better. That looks more like a mouse, I think. Thanks, man. This is pretty simple though. And then I want to do one last thing, and that's gonna tie it a bit more together. And that is, I'm gonna put the, no, actually I'm just gonna draw it at 100. And then I'm gonna turn it down to 50. And like this. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this actually. I'll see how it looks. I just wanted to read as one whole object. And the splitting kind of made it like separate things, in my opinion. I could also make this right. I think I like it. I like it like this. Do you approve? And I should save this somewhere so I have the file for it. Oh, this is where I saved everything. UI mouse button. No, it means something to me. The approval means something. That's left mouse button. Okay, we're getting there slowly. Oh. Ugh, come on. Or maybe I should have made it white, because then I could always change the color later. Well, I guess you live and learn. Oh, I'll unpack the prefab so we can change it. Unpack. Unpack or two pack? Oh, I forgot to not have the filtering on. So I'm gonna put the filter mode to point, no filter. Because when you can see now it's a bit blurry, the pixel art, and when I press it, boom, it gets sharp. And it's nice when you have textures and you don't want, and you want to blow them up and not have them pixelated. But in this case, we want it pixelated, so that's why we do it like this. And now yes, like that. Okay. We can't see that yet. I think that's gonna be great. Mouse. Action. Action. Okay, and I want to save that the same place as I saved this one. And now we should be able to spawn it the same way as we did with our move canvas. So I'm just going to copy the same actions. Oop. And we're going to call that crunch tutorial underscore go. Crunch tutorial underscore go. And we'll wait for 7 seconds. Yeah, I mean it works quite nice. You can also make templates to destroy. No, not to destroy. To save kind of like scripts. So now it should do everything I want. And because I spent time before trying to place it, it should be placed in the same way. Yeah, I mean, you say the scripts will be still on the prefabs. So the player will always have the same ones even when I'm like spawning it in different positions, and then you can also save templates that you can put in like a script. It doesn't necessarily save it in the same way. Okay, so first of all I need to see if it's big enough. Oh no, it disappeared. Yeah. So it's not in the right spot. Let's just try again. Yeah, so I mean you save them as a template and then you'll have them available whenever you want. So you can start with a template and then you can modify it. And that's quite useful if you have a lot of the same stuff like weapons and stuff like that. Is it gonna show it? Oh, now I know what's going on. Did it show it at all? Oh, maybe I punched at some point. Okay, so we didn't get the position, so we'll get the position again. Because you moved since this happened. Player, and we're gonna save it as player current position, and then we're gonna spawn it, and then we're gonna move it. Let's see how it works. Probably shouldn't run it in full screen because I have no idea when the time. Oh, there we go. Awesome. I think it needs to be bigger though. Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be bigger. It's too small. But it was in the right position, which we struggled with before, so I'll call it a success. Great success. we can try it out. I was thinking about maybe making it white. It's a good idea. I was thinking maybe we should do that. Let's just see how it looks a bit bigger. Let's get it in there and then see. Yeah, it is transparent, but it might just look gray. I wonder if people understand it. I think they will. It's the issue is that it gets affected by all the post effects that we have, and then that smudges it out a bit. But I want it to be affected. So yeah, I guess it's. But let's try to make it white and see if it's more clear with a white outline. So I'll export it again. Oh, I don't need to write that in big letters. It could also be swapping maybe between those. It might be better this. Oh, I need to make it into a sprite. Oh, I need to not have filtering on. There we go. There could also be little blinks. Let's see. That's way more clear though. It's way easier to understand. I think we'll keep it at with white. It's a bit weak of animation that it has, but that's something I can look at. Cool. That's that. Yeah, I've been streaming for 1.5 hours, so I'm gonna stop it for now. But thanks so much for stopping by. Akonat, I hope I'm saying it right. It was a pleasure, and I'll be back next Wednesday. Today we got like a main menu with a logo, and we got the tutorial, and I think that's pretty good progress. So thanks, man. I'll see you.